Hello, everyone. Welcome back to tonight's games. If you were not with us for the previous one, KSU were able to take the 2-1 over Longhorn Orange. Now, moving on, we have another round of 32 game. It is Texas Tech University versus Boston University. Now, Chapter's telling me Texas Tech is one of the favorites to win it all. Meanwhile, Boston University are, you said, 16th?
They're 27th.
27th. Wow. Okay. So this should be a pretty skewed game. And the winner of this will play the winner of Virginia Tech and UC San Diego. So, of course, this is a single Elam bracket. So you're one and done. You lose, you are out. Now, the maps today will be not completely repeated, but we will play Oregon again. First up, or we will play Cafe again. But first up is Oregon, then Cafe, and the decider will be Villa. So all three of them being classically defender-sided, pretty utility-heavy maps.
Absolutely. And Oregon, I'm going to assume that was Texas Tech's map pick. And they are currently on the season 28-1 when selecting Oregon in round count. They have dropped one round, and they lost it to the University of Texas. Besides that, they have not lost a round on Oregon, and it was an attack, or it was a defense that it was an attack that they lost, and it was, I think, an ace too. So if I'm not, I could be wrong about that part, but I know for a fact that they are 28-1. There is no better team statistically in CollegiateR6 at playing Oregon than Texas Tech. So this first map, I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you, even with Oregon defense for Boston, I'd be surprised if it gets over a 7-2. Just because of the proficiency of Texas Tech on this map and the discrepancy in skill and placement based off of the season. Boston barely squeaked into playoffs here, and Texas Tech was basically undefeated. Their only loss coming to a forfeiture where they could not show up for the game. So basically a 5-0 team versus a barely in 4-1 team. Though not to totally discredit Boston, as anything is possible, just I would be very surprised if this map specifically was very close, as we're going to see Maverick fall off the board here first on Oregon. Is that the third time Maverick's been banned today? It was banned on Cafe, banned on Club in the last two matches, and banned now, so not a whole lot of playtime out of Maverick.
Yeah, he was banned in the past 3 maps.
And Thatcher's also going to be banned. So this is going to be a fun attack. And Texas Tech does that to themselves. They have decided that they don't want to have Maverick and they don't want to have Thatcher for their attacks. So either they have a lot of earned confidence in their defenses, or they are fully prepared to slog out a couple of these rounds and just hope or they have a solution besides the easy way out, and they're going to have to slog through some of these rounds. As Mira's also going to fall off the board, banned by Texas Tech. And the last ban is, Wamai, maybe? I think Wamai. No, it's going to be Valkyrie on Oregon, which...
Odd?
Fate does play a lot of Valkyrie, no matter the map. So that could potentially be a target ban, but I'm not sure that was the best ban considering the meta on Oregon. Because Valkyrie does not see a ton of playtime, but who knows? We're going to be going up top first. Seems like a very standard setup from the defenders, or standard selection of operators. We have a Wamai, a Smoke, 2 shields, Cade instead of the Mute, which either or they effectively could accomplish the same thing. The Mute is an extra shotgun to bring moldability to the site, and we might see the 6 pick back onto the Mute, if not nothing else. And yes, we do see the return of the second SAS shotgun. The Malusi also very strong utility, as she has just recently swapped out that very busted high fire rate T5 SMG for a more sublime MP5 with still a great fire rate and an angled grip. And she still has had no edits made to her kit, so she still has the C4 or impacts in hand. Very versatile operator, great gadget, great gun, 3 speed. So definitely to be the Boston's advantage.
No downsides to being Malusi, really. So, it's going to be dorms first. Standard rotation. You know, a lot of teams like to go upstairs. Very good bomb set, especially if you can hold onto attic. Boston are looking a little confused, starting with their prep, but that's okay. Also, what's a...
Loading new magazine!
I don't know what the canned coot is, to be honest with you. I do know that...
Oh, I think it's like a... Coot is like a duck.
Is it?
Wait, hold on.
So it translates to canned duck.
Coot is a medium-sized waterfowl. It looks like it's not exactly a duck, but it kind of looks like a duck.
Love to see a picture of a duck on stream, but I'm not sure that's the most relevant. As the
Informal.
round actually started, and
person
there are 4 people stacked outside of Small Tower, as Ash is just waiting for the drones to push up, and somebody will probably be following in behind her as they're clearing Small Tower. Texas Tech locates the bomb, confirming what they probably already knew, and Canned Coot is going to be dealt the majority of his damage, or the majority of his health and damage by Spuds here on the Jaeger. Early on, slight health advantage going into the way of Boston, as it seems that Boston is still setting up, with a whole minute into the round, which is definitely late. And PokeSpartan's just going to be holding outside of big window, as Texas Tech is looking to clear below right now. And Cryptic is going to be reinforcing off Trophy, right about, or yeah, that's the Trophy game. No, excuse me, the games wall to the Master Closet. And Canned Coot just playing around with his reticle right now, as Texas Tech is preparing, cooking a nade. That nade might be perfect enough to land onto the mute, and maybe a little bit of damage off of Omega. Nope, nothing's going to hit. PokeSpartan continues to hold outside of big window, and Texas Tech methodically pushes along with their attack.
Yeah, but they haven't really done much. They've moved in towards the first floor, but not a lot of control has been garnered. They still hold on to the defense. Still holds on to Trophy. They still hold on to
attackers have located a bomb.
Big dorms. Still hold on to attic too. Another nade coming up from the sledge, and it will only deal very minimal damage to Omega. So he will persist over by the big dorms, and they can't really shove him out. Texas Tech going for this big window push so far, being stopped by this one operator, as well as the Wamai inside of Kids, who can see under those footholds. The Ash Charge will fail to clear the Malusi? Actually, that is extremely odd. Instead, he will dedicate it to opening up below the mute, which will yet again deal barely any damage. Trying to shoot him through the floor won't work either. He can see the ankle. The mute is not moving. But no, wait, he doesn't re-engage? You see his ankle! No, Canned Coot, just kill him! But here's the jump in, and they don't need him to. There's the kill from PokeSpartan. Omega is able to refrag onto Espin, and they are getting this plant down. There is no denial here from the defense. They're trying to open a hole into the game's wall, but there's Buck with 1, Buck with 2, as he's just alone inside of Attic. Malusi able to finally get the refrag, Spuds with another one, and we're back to a 2-on-2 with PokeSpartan stuck inside the site on barely any HP. He's really going to rely on this cover from Bait on the sledge outside the big window as he can hold the crossfire. There's one kill from Bait. It's all up to the Malusi. He finds one on the ace, but he can't grow through. He's stuck on the rotate. 20 seconds left, but still he has enough time to try and find this kill if he plays it smart. But I don't think Bait is going to hop in unless he necessarily has to. 3 seconds left on it, but no, Sharp will come off, and Bait knows it. He's just bleeding the time away, and there's 7 seconds. Malusi gets the kill, but he's out of time anyway. Pyrrhic victory for the defense, as the first round goes in Texas Tech's favor.
I don't know how Boston lost that one. I'm actually kind of stunned right now. You're gonna give me a second.
Sophia crouch walked through Attic and killed 2 people.
Yeah, but like, how does Wamai miss that many shots onto Ace that hops in watching the prone angle? Who was Wamai?
Must have.
I know you're shooting at toes, but like,
the thing is, Ace, I think, waited for the Wamai. Like, Ace didn't hop in immediately, so by the time Wamai had expended most of his mag is when Ace hopped in, I would presume.
That's just one of those rounds that I would consider unlosable with that little time left in the positioning of the attacks. Yes, Buck picks up 2 kills, but the crossfire that they had on big window,
dude,
just seemed impenetrable.
If we see a Buck at all this game, that's gonna suck.
Oh yeah.
I don't think it is already. Luckily. Oh wait, but we're going on a cafe next, and you see a lot of Buck on cafe. Well, we'll see.
I hope they just put Buck on Buck,
like,
and that would make my life a whole lot easier.
Texas Tech Also, they wasted a lot of utility on white stairs. They didn't even clear the Banshee off of white until like really late in the round. I think they used one of they had to have used like a nade or something if they even got it off the wall at all.
One team, or one thing that I tend to put as a difference between good teams and great teams is great teams won't lose or won't just like squander rounds that they should have in their grasp. They win the fights that they need to win. They do the things that they need to do, and they don't choke rounds when it's just handed right in front of them. Whether it be nerves, whether it be a misplay, whether it be lack of knowledge. I'm not sure what it was for Boston, but that's to me the biggest difference between yeah, that nade caught by an ADS early, but that's the difference to me between Boston here and Texas Tech. Is Texas Tech should not have won that round, and still they do anyway. And that nade being cooked. Yeah, he's got to get a little bit better. Maybe some information. Sharp is just going to swing and take Candicoot off the rappel with only a sliver of HP, but surely a smile grimace like creeping across his face, because he should not have got that kill.
Nope.
Like that is something to be proud of, because that kill was definitely not. He gets another. Sharp, go nuclear, my man. Definitely picking it up for his team so far, as he's put his team at another advantage, closely losing that last round, and now it's going to be a 2v5. This round is surely shaping up to be Boston's thus far.
2v5, like you said, Pokey Spartan and Buck being the last two alive. Buck pops off again. You know, maybe this goes from a 2v5 to 2v3.
Don't put it past Buck. He is more than capable of it.
I would imagine so, but Pokey Spartan pushing through finds one from below. Or no, Pokey Spartan just pushes through the breach. He's in games. I don't know if he's aware of all the positions of the defenders, though, and this early push could be the death, but no! Pokey Spartan finds a triple kill. Pokey Spartan gets a quad. What? He just walked in the site and killed 4 people.
Located by attackers.
What?
I wanted to
now it's
see
all
that.
up to Sharp on 1 HP from inside of Armory, and the plant is gonna go down. There's no denial from below. How again? Boston completely squandering the 5v2 as Pokey Spartan on 25 HP goes absolutely nuclear. A lucky pre-fire there from Sharp as he'll catch him in the bullets, but Buck only has to land one on the Malusi, and Sharp looks the wrong way. Texas Tech with round number 2, and Pokey Spartan.
I'm in disbelief.
He just, okay, he walks into trophy, so the shield is being cleared. That's where the ace charge went, not on the
right.
wall,
No, I understand that part.
And then the smoke decides. Wait, that was a smoke, right? Not a mute? Or was that a mute?
Yeah, it was.
It was a smoke?
It was a smoke.
Wait, I have to look back on the stream.
Well, they had a smoke and a mute, but I thought it was the smoke that was playing the shield and
yeah, the mute was an attic. So why are you okay? If you're smoke. If you're smoking, your shield is being burned. Why would you not gas it first? But you're going for the reinforcement. Not only is he going for the reinforcement, but because he doesn't hold it, that allows Pokey Spartan to walk in, kill the Wamai, and Pokey Spartan catches the smoke before he finishes the reinforcement. Then Omega swings from attic, and even though Spuds is on white, he doesn't go for the double peek. Spuds just hangs back, and Omega dies. And Spuds doesn't react. Spuds just doesn't move. And so the Jaeger dies too. And Pokey Spartan is just flicking all over the place, landing the shots where it counts. Friggin' hats off to the ace there for just walking in and getting a 4K. But it's also on the shoulders of Boston for just absolutely taking that round, firmly grasping the round as hard as they could,
10 seconds
and
to go.
chucking it.
Chuck it across the field. Like that's a center field to home plate kind of throw. Like,
yeah, that is.
I just
Attackers
don't
must locate and defuse a bomb.
That's got to be so demoralizing. You lose the round. You lose a 5v2 to one guy.
Can someone
that wasn't even like okay, you know, he set himself up well, like throughout the round, and you know just kind of caught him off guard. Nope, he walked in the span of about what, maybe 15-20 seconds.
15 seconds, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, got 4 kills. I would be checking the credit history of Boston, because they might have received a little something to throw this match as hard as they have in the first 2 rounds. That is Lightning doesn't strike twice unless you're Boston and throwing rounds, apparently. Because this is looked... It's just like, it's like sticking out... I don't even know how to describe it. It's just like... It's there. Prime for the taking.
He's taking that? Alright. He's gonna try and move out and get a but he's immediately cut down by the ace. Great job, Butte. Boston, again, throwing lives away. I guess the third round in a row. As Pokespark gets another! And Buck just walks down the stairs! What?
Yeah, this is about how I thought the match would go. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was really surprised that Boston barreled in and strung together two great rounds, only to... I'm sorry. That's just ridiculous. I can't believe I knew this would be the score. I just didn't think it would be 3-0 in this fashion, right? Like, I was really confident that Texas Tech was going to come through and steamroll, but just not in this.
They're steamrolling.
This is demoralizing. This is
the only reason they're steamrolling too. Oh no, we have
Bait
a Buck.
is on the Buck.
Buck.
That is currently the most.
We gotta clarify.
Bait is bait, Buck is Buck.
If we say Buck at all this round, we're talking about the player who is on Zofia, not the operator.
Unless we just say Zofia.
Specifically say the operator Buck. Buck means.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say Zofia.
Okay.
Zofia and bait. There you go. No use of the word Buck.
No, I'm gonna call him Buck. I'm gonna make it harder on me. This is a challenge.
This is a challenge for you.
Why did Ash just drive her drone into the middle of the site?
10 seconds to insertion.
We were just talking
5
about
seconds
how
left
crappy
before
the drone economy was in the last match. And Cancun,
Attackers' objective
in
is to
prep
locate a
phase,
bomb and defuse it.
just drive to the site.
Well, I would love to have said him throwing that drone away would have made a difference on the round. Maybe it will, but
yeah,
to this point, I'm not entirely sure that that's going to be the case. I mean, maybe if Sharp can open... That's gotta be demoralizing, Sharp, right? Imagine that you have 1 HP, you get 2 players, and you're holding it down. You're part of the map. Now it's a 2v5. You have just absolutely fragged out, and then your entire team dies to one dude that just kind of struts through the site.
Yeah, that's so sad, right? The guy who gets the opening 2-piece just doesn't... Yeah.
It's just an improbable 2-piece, too. Like, incredible play by Sharp, and then his team just, like, AFK'd.
Yeah.
Like, they all went out to Waffle House, and they're like, hey, hold down the fort.
That was insane. Well, we'll see if Boston are able to...
They've given up on the trophy extension. I think after the blunder with the reinforcement, they don't want to risk that again.
No Midas or anything covering that shield, so Cryptic's going to take 50 points of damage and be forced off the angle as the ace will open up the games wall. Both charges, in fact, on the games wall. So got a wide angle into the site. Spuds, though, coming down for the flank is, unfortunately, caught by Buck. The player.
Professional baiter, also known as the flank watcher, standing outside of the front door. No. Okay.
What?
I said the professional baiter. You remember the joke earlier?
Oh,
yeah. Flank watchers are just glorified baiters. That's it.
They're not pushing the
Oh god, there's a bait and a Buck. Oh no.
Yeah, and canned Coot, though, neither of those two players. We got the first kill on Omega, as the smoke was actually to cover the ace charge in Alpaca. How do you lose that? First 2 kills come the way of the Ash.
They're not even trying.
Spuds are so lit up. Sharp gets 1, but Spuds is shut down. Pokey Spartan going for the plant now as Bait shuts down Cryptic. It's all Sharp, and he'll lose it to Bait. The 2K at the end of the round for the Buck player. Not the player Buck, for the Buck player of Bait.
Beautiful shots coming out there. Great coverage.
4 in a row on Oregon.
Attack.
Attack.
Yeah.
On Oregon.
Well,
so when did Boston leave the lobby?
When do probably 14 rounds from now. Well, wait, excuse me, 10 rounds from now. 10 rounds from now. Yeah, no, so as I was raving to you about in our prep, I was talking to you about, again, 28-1, Texas Tech, fantastic, fantastic Oregon team, prolific. I think it shows in their execute. However, not to detract anything from them, but it definitely is a lot harder when the enemy is shooting back consistently. I am baffled. I'm at a loss for words with how Boston has blatantly thrown at least 2 of these rounds, and that must have crushed their spirit because the last 2 have been a flawless and then a 4v1. So Texas Tech really just imposing their will right about now. As I think there's somebody stalling to load. Or did the game crash? I have no idea. But we are definitely waiting here for a little bit longer than anticipated, and we will finally be thrust back into the action. That is the Texas Tech dry run. So I feel like I'm being justified. I'm being very brutal, but I am a little justified. I would say so right now anyway. Just due to the fact that Boston had 2 rounds in the palm of their hand, and like you said, just like sold it on Craigslist or something. I don't know. They didn't want it.
10 seconds to go.
They sold a valuable baseball card for 2 cents. I can't. I don't think I could conjure up quite the analogy or descriptor to describe how winnable those rounds were for the side of Boston, with less than a minute in both of them, and just progressively between the 2 rounds. If I keep going on about it, I'm going to have an aneurysm. But Spuds finding himself trapped early in a garage, trading shots with Bake. Bake. I combined Bait and Buck. That is not what I wanted. I officially become. Oh God.
But
thank God this is gonna be a short one, or else I would mess that up all night. No. So
what an angle from the mute.
Already in blue, by the way. They already have blue control at 210, 215. That's impressive.
Wait. Do they know about the prone?
They know about it. He's checking it. They know about it. This Momai's on the other side of pillar. He's gonna swing.
Oh no, they don't know about it. They were pinging the jammer. They do get the refrag though, so at least Canfood's death is not in vain. And they are maybe able to open the wall. Curiously, they have not actually opened the E-box cache, but that's because there's no Maverick and they don't want to be taking a Hibana. So maybe not the easiest attack that we thought it was going to be. Cryptic though does take a hell of a lot of damage. The smoke now on barely any HP, and they've got a lot of ADSs and a lot of magnets protecting both of those shields, and they just do not want to give up the pillar. What? The ADS, or not the ADS, the jammer though still persists as Bait gets a great shot on Alpaca. The full HP player dead, and there you go. Signal disruptor destroyed, and now E-box open as there's even 2 nomads covering their flank. But it doesn't look like Boston is going to have that opportunity, as this has been such a quick attack from Texas Tech. As soon as they got that wall open, they're starting to move down. They have a man on tower. They have so many crossfires being held right now. Cryptic though popping up over the shield. There's Bait dying, so a good refrag there, and Smoke will try to move away from his shield, and no, he knows that the wall is open and he can't cross through the double door for risk of getting killed.
Yeah, down to a 3v3 here. Cryptic really going to be the key player left in this round, as Spuds is going to pick up another kill, and maybe, clutching around from the jaws of defeat is going to be Boston, as they are now in
Drop the diffuser.
It's just Zofia. It's Zofia in a 1v3. They're not going to know that she was down. She's going to pick herself up with 5 HP, and if somehow she had won that wet round miraculously, I would have got up and left. I just would not have come back. So finally, Boston is going to piece together a round. I will say that setup actually looks really cool. It's definitely interesting. I've never seen that setup. And even some of the kids' dorms, as it's very surprising to me, even though they've lost it twice. Oh, no, they will go to a tertiary site in kitchen dining, which has a reasonably high win rate in a lot of T3 leagues and a lot of pro leagues. I'm just pulling from the NA data pool, the NA data pool. So hopefully they can regain some of their footing before they go on to the defenders' side of things. or onto the attacker side of things, and hopefully that'll help them get some traction,
Attackers
some
need to
momentum
locate
going.
and defuse
But
as
first, they
many
have to win
bombs
this
as they
round.
can.
Now, one thing I do want to praise Boston for, which I know there's not a whole lot, especially with the way I've been running my mouth. They have some very interesting setups. I don't think their setups are function like the strats that they're running,
Attackers have
the
located a bomb.
setups that they've clearly dry run and things, and the functionality of what's been created for them, either by a coach or by an IGL or by them all as a group, looks really functional. It's so much that that one, Texas Tech is great at reading those things, and then two, I think there's been a lot of misplays individually. A lot of great plays, example being from Sharp, who is 9-3 and desperately trying to keep his team into the game. He's actually played phenomenally up until this point, but there have been a lot of missteps on other parts of their strategies that have held them back from what should, in my opinion, be at least a 2-3 right now, if not a 3-2 in the favor of Boston.
Yeah. This has definitely been a close one. Texas Tech just looked kind of lost on how to deal with the double shield setup. At that point, I think I would have probably just gone laundry at that point. That is just way too much to deal with. But similarly, a lot of utility to deal with inside the Showers corridor and inside Showers itself. Now, Showers is a very important position to hold when you're defending dining. A lot of it rides on how long you can just stay in there and persist. The Maestro has already fallen out of the position, though, so it is takeable by the attackers, but they'll have to carry the people in the corridor as well. But no, Maestro will go back in, along with Malusi. They have a shield. And Texas Tech has so far been a little bit slower, but they do at least have the wall open. But here comes a rotate. I wonder if they're just not even going to take from this direction anymore. Is Bait still outside, or sorry, Buck still outside behind the washing machine looking through the white window will get a kill. They're just going to try and force themselves through this doorway. The shotgun from Cryptic actually lands on Kantakut, who is very lit up. The Buck has tucked himself in the corner, though, watching the doorway. Where's the help from his team? Gaskin is coming out, trying to look to flip through the wall, but no, he'll pick it back up. There's a very interesting rotate coming up from the attack as Buck will now leave, and that was an interesting rotate.
Yeah, it was definitely a unique decision there, especially since they had already got an entry frag on the small tower side onto Omega on Maestro, and that was the primary impact trigger to keep that Showers wall closed. I'm assuming that's why they opened up those footholds besides to peek. Is Buck is persistently just holding this rotate. He has not left white window
He's
this entire round.
He's like a modern canine.
Yeah.
And there's the kill.
He will get a kill. Yeah, he will get a kill. He will be rewarded for his effort, and he is the only person on Texas Tech this round to actually achieve any success in the fragging department, as he's picked up both kills onto Maestro. And Malusius Pokespartan is probably going to attempt a plant here, and he will be shut down by Spuds. The Jaeger. They did not clear above.
So Texas Tech look a little bit lost on this attack, strangely enough. The flashbang will blind that player. Wamai is right around the corner, and Alpaca gets the frag onto Buck. It's all up to Espen. We got one on a Cryptic. He's still very wary of the top floor pressure, and he's just gonna stick it, and he's gonna forfeit his life. And there's the shots from Spuds.
Drop the bomb diffuser.
And the game crashed again.
Fantastic. It's what you love to see. You see it staggering out a little bit previously in other rounds, and this was finally the kick to the bucket, I guess.
So does that mean Boston has now won double the rounds as the entire league put together on Oregon against Texas Tech?
Somehow that team, as hard as they have been throwing, yeah, that is the team that has won double the rounds of everyone else against Texas Tech on Oregon. You know, as harsh as I've been on them, it's just really, I guess a lot of it comes from disappointment, because realistically, they should be going into a 3-3 or 4-2 half right now against one of the most fierce teams in CollegiateR6. And that's not something to just glance over, right? And instead, they tried their darndest to throw that away, and they did throw some of the opportunities away, and it's going to be a lot tougher for them to fight tooth and nail on the attack side of things, unless they're the most efficient, most intuitive Oregon attacking team I've ever seen. Though for Oregon, it's definitely a very It's a very formulaic, a very I would say mechanical defensive sort of setup. You don't do Oregon a ton of ways. It's a lot of utility. There's not a lot of vertical play on Oregon. You have to, and it's a lot of shields, which is the meta now. On the defensive side of things is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And it's just a real drain for attackers to have to go through. And that's why the defense rate on Oregon, there's not a lot of roaming on Oregon, at least for the basement floor anyway. On the top floor, you do see quite a bit. Well, it really depends on the team. There's a lot of horizontal extensions, little long areas that cannot be contested from any other direction. So Oregon is definitely one of those maps that defense is. I would say it's the most defender-sided. I'm not sure if it's up there with theme. And for Boston, it's going to come down to how they approach their attacks. And it I don't know. Do you think theme park is more attacker sided or more defender, or like more defender sided than Oregon, or no?
Yes.
As an opinion. You think it is?
I think so, yeah.
I would argue Oregon's more defender sided. The only reason I would argue that is just because I feel like theme park is so reliant on roaming. I think a lot of teams roam on that map. So just due to the fact that like there's so much emphasis on roaming in theme park, I think there's like a margin of error versus with Oregon. There's not as much margin for error. I mean, I guess teams do roam on Oregon. It's just generally not the most viable as an anchor setup.
Yeah.
Usually is on Oregon just because of the meta.
Well, we'll see how the rest of Oregon plays out. That's the end of the half. It's 4-2.
This is Texas Tech's
Tech.
with all things considered, if you want to look at it this way, Boston is Boston is going to have I just thought about something. Boston is going to have a tough time on their attacks. There's no Thatcher and Mav. That was a 4-2 attack for Texas Tech
they got
without
Collie.
Thatcher and Mav.
They got Collie.
Texas Tech didn't even run Collie.
Yeah, they didn't. They just kind of.
That is just really
Well, at the same
impressive.
time, Boston didn't run Bandit or Kaid at all. They ran Mute, like.
Yeah,
couple
no, that's
times.
true.
So they weren't really playing into the Maverick Thatcher ban at all.
No, they were not.
Well, but again,
Another
it
thing
is
to keep-
it is a new half, so it doesn't actually matter what objectives we input, as long as it's 4-2 for as long as it's 4-2 for blue.
Yeah, as long as 4-2 on the side of Texas Tech, which is blue. And the last two were won by orange, so that actually works out anyway.
Yeah.
But another thing to keep in mind is this is despite the choking that Boston has done very early in their rounds, they don't look terrible, especially a huge shout out to the incredible fragger that is
Phil.
I can't
keep
see
it
the
blue.
players right now, so I'm trying to think of who it was. It wasn't Spuds. It's
Who?
the other
Sharp?
player. Sharp. Thank you so much. I'm sorry. I just completely spaced out for a second. I'm trying to, but Sharp has had an incredible match so far.
Yeah, Sharp
And
has been
if
really
this
awesome.
momentum, even if they don't come up with this map, right, they still have their own map pick. And Boston, while not the same roster, and they have lost at least two pieces off of their roster that they placed in last season of CR6 dating back to the spring. They were the number 2 seed overall. However, they did get upset by the number 31 seed. That 31 seed was very hot and made their way all the way to the semifinals. So Boston trying to avoid another first round exit here, I guess, if you want to look at the historics of the college. But they're going to have an upward battle as they've squandered a couple of their great opportunities that they had early on. And then either way, that they are playing a better team in Texas Tech. So yeah, they're going to take a lot of work and no more errors if they want this underdog story to work out. If you note both of the 6 picks that just came out, Clash and Cali. Clash is going to be intentional to slow down the defense, and Cali is going to come out because they didn't have anything to get off the wall. Clash is going to be a lot less effective, though,
Attackers
just
need
due to the
locate
fact
and
that
defuse bombs.
Kali's sniper knocks her off balance. It essentially does the same thing as a Zofia stun or a melee. So all it takes is very minimal communication between teammates, like, hey, I shoot now, you peek. And Boston is going to knock this Kali on her ass, basically. So it's just
like a little head full.
he did make a little head full. That's very. I'll have to ask Espen why he makes his rotates like that.
10 seconds left.
Maybe it's just so like you can back up with your gun out and you don't have to turn around and
5
like,
seconds
make sure.
remaining.
Like, that is such a
Oh, he widened it.
yeah. That's such a crucial rotate that maybe you just want that to be big just in case. Oh, also Clash.
Yeah, I thought you mentioned that already.
No, I meant like that rotates for Clash. That's so Clash can go in and out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's why.
Okay. That makes sense.
Gee, I'm so smart.
My
Gotta figure that out.
my greatest problem in life is that I've like trained myself to be able to perfectly impact a standing rifle. So I can open a clash with his.
Why are you wasting your shots? Sharp, why are you wasting your shots?
He's shooting at her, man.
The
Stunning.
Capital Bolt's going to take her down to 50 HP as Buck's going to play aggressively, and Ken Coot's going to hold the cross from the other side of Bunker. The Capital lying in wait with his crossbow, hoping to get something. As Ken Coot's going to shoot in the slits of his shield right now, as smoke is going to be burned by the Wamai discs, and a slew of utilities going to be dumped out from all 5 players that are currently sitting in Bunker right now for Boston. That is a team kill waiting to happen, as one is going to be rotating to Big Tower right now, I believe. I'm not sure who that is. And the shield is finally going to fall, and Canned Coot is forced to fall off the tarps. Pokey Spartan holding his ground right now, and Buck playing him like a mirror as Boston prepares to push in. Ken Coot is now pushed all the way up onto Big Tower stairs. He's going to fall back down to tarps and into pillar. Buck now on 1 HP, and Pokey Spartan narrowly escaping with his life as he's going to stand firmly in the reinforcement. There's going to be no place for them to reinforce it, as one player is going to fall. That is going to be the Wamai of Canned Coot. Still, this clash is going to be pushed back fantastically by the Kali, and there is a stark advantage right now, man and HP, in favor of Boston, as somebody's going to peek and whiff everything. Oh, that was
He's got her gun out. Yeah. Pokey Spartan is like, you know what? I'm done playing passive. I'm gonna take these fights. I wasn't able to find the kill, unfortunately. Sharp still persists there, and now he's whipped out the shield again, waiting for someone to dare push her. Bait is also now lit up to very low HP, but that doesn't stop him from taking the head off of Omega. Capitao is dead, though he had already used the majority of his utility. Clash still being peppered at by the Kali and stunned every so often. She's got some support from the Jaeger as well. Just swinging in is the ace. He'll be able to down bait, and there's the finisher from the Kali, and Kali gets Clash pushing up aggressively as well. It's a 2 versus 4. Espen and Buck, the last 2 members with Buck very low HP.
15 seconds
You
to
saw
go.
the C4 from Espen, but he is in no position to use it, and he'll get cut down by the player over towards Barrel, and Sharp will finish things off. Boston with their first attack round.
Good for them. The only thing I would say there, if I were to critique Boston, someone needs to peek with the Kali. Over and over again, the Kali is just trying to hit that shot, and I'm not sure if that Kali is aware, but I'm not going to say you absolutely cannot, but it is a very, very tough shot to knock the Clash off balance and then switch, or like adjust your aim to shoot her into the toes or wherever like she is exposed, because I don't think there's enough time between the shots, as they're very drawn out shots between sniper bullets of Kali. So I'm not saying it absolutely cannot be done, but I'm not sure that was the best way to go about it. Besides that, the patience definitely coming out. The Texas Tech probably got a little bit peak happy there, and Boston definitely made them pay. Getting that early pick onto Can-Coop, who was not aware that elbow rotate was still open, wasn't reinforced off. And the Clash will be forfeited this round, as Pokey Spartan has had enough. He will be moving on to the Goyo, which, not a bad trade, honestly, because you're losing 1 mobile shield for 2 fiery shields. And not bad, especially because it's more utility that attackers have to burn off of. It's something that you can peek off of actively instead of just
5 seconds left before
stall and do damage. You can have a gun up as well. The Vector, I would argue, is better than the SPSMG, and access to a C4 as well. And with the Goyo shields being placed in the bunk, you can shoot those, fall off, and burn a little bit of time immediately. This Buck's going to be playing aggressively up the shield, facing into bunker, and there's a pixel of him just in the sniper scope. Sharp sees it. Oh no!
Oh no!
Sharp! I actually want him to get this so bad.
Dude. Oh! Oh!
Goodbye, Buck.
He has been a really late reaction, but he got the kill anyway.
And doesn't matter as long as you get the kill. Texas Tech now going to be, again, on the losing side of man advantage early into an Oregon basement defense.
Well, there's no Clash, so at least Pokey Spartan actually has a gun to use this time, as the Clash was not really utilized all too well. They did get the reinforcement down, so the blue, or elbow has been locked off. The Goyo shield actually traps the attackers in there for just a little bit. I assume they'll go to try burn the Goyo shield a little bit. Capitao decides to shoot it and then run away instead of having someone else take care of it.
I'm watching.
They're using both. Why? I don't
think Omega thought either of those things through.
But okay, hard breach charge dead. You could have probably used it on, you know, the single panel red wall from Pillar to get a sightline into supply, but whatever. Espen's gonna take a hell of a lot of damage, probably from the Kali and Pillar, as he's down to, I think I heard a shot go off, and there's Pokey Spartan getting one, Can-Coop with another. It's a rally from Texas Tech with Bait just getting a little bit damage. 4 versus 3 as Texas Tech have retaken the man advantage. Ash just tries to kind of run in, and the line finds him. Spuds is there for the refrag. And there's another one for Omega as Pokey Spartan tries to swing and goes down. Espen and Bait, the last 2 defenders now, as the 4v2 lead has slipped. Spuds going for the plant. Here's a double C4, but no! The mute gets cut down. Is there the trade there? Yes, Bait C4 did land. We're in a 1v1. Spuds trying to crouch walk through the laundry rotate, but he knows that if he grows through there, Bait's sight will likely be trained on him. He's got to go for this plant. He does have 35 seconds, so he's got more than enough time to fake out the plant and go for the kill, but no. He's just whittling the time away. He's not even using it to gather intel. There we go. Finally, plant's starting to go down, but there's the feed from Bait. And Spuds will hear it and fall off. 20 seconds now. Tries to push over towards the long haul, and he wins the fight! Bait whiffs the shots! Boston clutch up the 2v4, and we're all tied up 4-4 on Oregon.
Color me surprised, but we have a ball game. Oh,
you
man.
sound so sad.
I'm not sad. This is what being wrong feels like.
I see.
This is what being wrong feels like. I had a prediction. I was very loud about my prediction, and Boston is making me eat my words right now. I'm like a stern stepfather. I gave some harsh criticism, and they're throwing it back in my face. I'm proud, but I'm also kind of taken aback. So good job to Boston all the way up until this point.
Why did Espen and Bait double C4? Because if Espen doesn't C4 with Bait, he would have had
I just don't think it was communicated. That has to be
Oh
it.
yeah, maybe they could have been like, okay, go for the C4, and they just did it at the same time. Because if Espen had his gun up, I think he probably wins that fight against Omega.
Yeah, it's definitely a really difficult situation there.
Or sorry, not Omega.
Texas Tech's going to return to the bomb site that they have won so far. I imagine Texas Tech's, similar to Boston, is going to switch up which side that they're going to go to. They're not going to, since Texas or Boston was really struggling on this top floor site. Texas Tech is struggling on the bottom floor site, and both Boston found success in the tertiary site. So I imagine Texas Tech will do the same thing next round. However, let's see how they do in this kids one. Because if they lose this kids defense, they might come back here. Try their luck since they already have a W on it. They didn't win this site?
No, it was 4-2 at that half, remember?
Oh, they haven't tried this site.
No, yeah, they've gone basement twice.
No, you're right. I'm dumb.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
They won their attack upstairs.
They did win their attack upstairs. Yeah,
They
no,
tried laundry
no.
twice.
No, I'm just dumb. Like I wasn't even thinking like, oh, they won. No, I genuinely thought they went up here and won already.
Remember the Clash standing rotate?
Yeah, it's just kind of hurtful as well as to like what could have been, because Texas Tech could be up 5-3 right now. They really could, or not Texas Tech, but Boston could be up 5-3.
It's also Boston, I guess, making up for their thrown rounds with two pretty successful attacks. So
yeah, I'm definitely surprised. I mean, I enjoy a competitive game a whole lot more than a blowout, because a blowout seems like a waste of time. And that was my prediction. And
ooh, a hard breach charge. Bandit trick it. What? Why did he had so much time?
He's on the other side of the map,
oh, wait.
sweetheart.
No, I swear to God, the bandit went into attic for a sec and then just.
No, he's Pokey Spartan is on his own venture. Is there somebody in the basement that Ash and Zofia are clearing below?
No.
Or are they just checking their corners? If Cryptic's going to get whatever is off.
Wait, where's the overhead view? Bandit, Smoke, Maestro.
Oh, he missed.
Attic. Yeah, no, they're all on site.
Yeah, no, but Zofia missed. Oh, Cancoot's just gonna stand in fire.
He's gonna take it, man. He's like a salamander. But I mean, he's still alive. That's what counts, right? He's still alive. And now the Kali holding a very tight pixel, trying to go for it. It'll take a little bit of damage thanks to the pop-up from Cancoot, but it'll be finished off by Omega. So now attic presence established by the attack. And they have this sight line into kid storms, as well as the ability to cut off the crossfire inside of the big. Now, that is a massive advantage now for this attack, especially now that they are one man up. Ace as well opening the game's breach, so they have the avenue they need to try and get this plant down. There is a whole minute left in this round, so they are doing very well for themselves so far in this attack. They will spot out Pokey Spartan, and Pokey Spartan will fall back after breaking the drone. And Kali is even now on the big window, so even more angles now covered by this attack. You can see a direct cross from the Kali and the Zofia, trapping the Maestro in place. Buck could definitely land a shot onto Capital. I don't think that's an angle that most people would necessarily expect coming around the corner, but for some reason, Pokey Spartan trying to stick inside of games gets cut down by Cryptic. Now a 5 versus 3, two-man lead for Boston. The gas canister's choking out the breach so far, but Sharp is there for the finisher. There's Buck getting the angle onto Omega, but there's Sharp with a second kill onto Bait, and it's all up to the Jaeger, and he can't even find another. Spuds shuts it down, and Boston will take their third attacking round in a row, and for the first time this map, will take a lead.
Absolutely fantastic job by Boston, specifically Sharp. Sharp is just having one hell of a day so far. I'm not sure how many total, but I'm pretty sure before the rehost he had 9 or 10. And afterwards, I think he's at that would put him at 13 right now. Because he got a double kill and a single the one before, if I'm correct. So absolutely fantastic job by Sharp. He has just been running through Texas Tech. Again, this is not the result I expected, as they're going to go back to Kid Storms despite almost losing that to a flawless victory on the side of Boston. So that hard breach gadget is not one you see very often at the Capital either, but it's working right now because his other option is a Claymore, and with a good drone economy, Boston doesn't really have to worry about that. And it's a very passive defense you see coming out of Texas Tech too. They're really relying on the utility. And right now, they're just getting pinched like fish in a barrel right now. And they're just running into crossfires, they're getting anxious and swinging things. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but they're just all on leashes, almost. Is the way that I would describe it. Because they're really struggling right now to be comfortable, I would say.
And the way Boston took that with all those crossfire setup was really well done. They took their time.
Whoever their IGL is, hats off to them. They're doing a fantastic job.
I imagine it would probably be
maybe
the hard breacher.
Not sure if it's Sharp. No, Sharp has 6 kills since the rehost. He's at 15.
Wow, at least.
Yeah, 15 at the very minimum. Yeah, 15 in was a 9 rounds. That is 1.67 kills a match, or 6 a round. So he's getting nearly 2 kills a round.
A little bit early on the.
Yeah, not the map. Oh.
Unfortunately, I mean that was the one hard breach that allowed them into the attic, because there's the collie going off and bait.
The ace could rotate. So
why did bait pick up the electro claw? Oh wait, it just didn't get it. Never mind. Oh yeah, they're gonna rotate off. They're just not gonna deal with it anymore. That could be what Texas Tech.
That was instrumental to their first.
Yeah.
To their first win.
That was first pick and attic control.
Yeah, unless Ash and Zofia rotate below and really start harassing the people and kids, I'm not sure this is going to be the best decision for the longevity of the round for Boston. And I have an early indicator. Oh, his Buck is actually off site. Preparing to hop out.
Do it!
As
no
my Goatcaster is definitely excited, hoping for Buck.
Aww.
There's nobody watching. I don't think Callie whips around and hits that shot either. I'm not sure. Oh, now there's two back out the doors. He has the potential for a double, and he's gonna get a 0. His Cryptic's going to shut down Buck, who is just way too pensive on whether or not he should have gone for that play. Just the area of, or like the window of opportunity disappeared. As Capitao is peeking his attic window here, and he's on right on the other side of Kai, and he doesn't quite know that. And swing and Ash is gonna lose to Pokey Spartan.
He just peeks through the pre-fire of an Ash? What a maniac! I mean, he won.
Did you see round 2 where this man just sprinted into the site and killed 4 people?
That is true. So I guess Pokey Spartan.
This man's got the confidence of Muhammad Ali. He's not gonna lose.
Kenkoot also just got the Capitao off the board, so that's a very big pick. So no more of the fireballs, no more of the smoke balls. Kali's still stuck on big window as Wamai is just swinging her over and over again. She's at 25 HP. And where are the last 2 attackers? One is repelled upside down to the game's window, the other by the game's wall, but there's a gas canister choking off the player with the diffuser, and only 20 seconds left. I'm not sure how many gas canisters Espen still has, but he can probably still delay a significant amount of time, as I don't think I heard very many go off before that one. 12 seconds left, and the push has to come through. Pokey Spartan with 1, and it's all up to Cryptic as Sharp is down. And he's stuck outside the rappel. He knows that he's not going to make any headway, and he's just going to save it.
Oh,
finally,
very
Texas Tech.
You have run out of time.
Finally. It's been
the most important thing there that cost the round for Boston was they just gave up on attic control way too easily.
It's been 5 rounds actually since Texas Tech won. Because it was a 4.
Oh yeah, there was 2 on the back end of their defenses. Yeah, 5-5. I've been absolutely shut up and stunned by Boston's performance so far, and they are really proving that they deserve to be here in playoffs, despite the fact that they were literally 2 rounds from missing it. Very close fought series with the New Jersey Highlanders.
New Jersey,
yeah, NJIT.
Ugh.
Yeah. So Boston very narrowly squeaked out a 3-game series. Okay, Connecticut boy, I get it. You don't like Jersey. You don't like Jersey.
Mass, fine. New York, perfectly okay. Vermont, okay. New Hampshire's pushing it a little bit, but they're okay with it. Jersey, I would rather go to Delaware. Jeez.
I have no idea what to say about Northern competitiveness. I don't know what Northern pride is. I know New Jersey is a trash heap, but I'm not going to give the 4-1-1 on tourist destinations, as this is a very interesting setup coming out from Texas Tech. So
that I think was born in New Jersey, so I'm allowed to talk trash about it.
As as Reaper says, if you cannot find success defending a site, think vertically. So it looks like Texas Tech, despite there not being any actual soft destruction in meeting, kitchen, or anywhere affecting the bottom floor site, they're going to be setting several players up around the map to hold vertically. As there's going to be 3 site players, and there's going to be a mute and a castle holding down the fort in meeting. And it's up to Boston on whether or not they're going to decide to clear this or not, or if they're going to push straight onto site with their blue push, just like they have in previous rounds.
Who needs soft breach when you have the E-box hatch?
Exactly.
That's what all the vertical is. All the vertical control. E-box hatch.
Is the meeting feel soft?
E
Castle's by it, so he'd know. Yeah, the meeting wall is soft. That's what it
Wow.
looks like.
Okay, so they've reinforced one of the panels by split and none of the stage walls. Cool. And Texas Tech are gonna be like, yeah, that vertical hold.
Don't care.
I almost said the F word. Screw it. We're just gonna go right around it, and that is unfortunate for Pokey. Spartan Omega just rips his head off the prone peak, and it's a 5 versus 4 already. And those two players upstairs, well, they're not really gonna have much of a say about this push unless they rotate all the way back down. Castle, curiously enough, not playing with the 1.5, instead keeping the 1 times. As there's even player inside of Freezer trying to mount some sort of a push. Holding the player inside of the box right now is Sharp will just rip the head off a Buck using that sniper rifle. Excellent shot so far on the Collie, but as I say that, we get traded out by the C4 of Bait. A little better for Texas Tech as Omega is also very lit up. Spuds carrying the diffuser is inside of Freezer, and he's wary of pressure from the hatch. Coot is playing very close, and he can get this kill through the drone hole, and Spuds will in fact go down, and no, it's actually from the drop down. Coot will finish off the downed Alpaca. Espin with the super shorty gets Spuds. Cryptic finally 1 frag back, but there's Coot with the double peek along with the castle, and he's credited with the kill. Texas Tech with round 11.
That was so close to being a Boston. That was so close to being really bad with the 5v3, but absolutely excellent play from Bait with the C4 and the follow-up with a nice kill with the SMG-11, bringing that round back for his team and bringing the map to match point as a tertiary side is going to come out, and the preference is going to be kitchen dining for both of these teams, actually, as that's where Texas Tech will be headed now.
So that was also the flank by the castle. The fact that Wamai was able to play close on the drone hole, down the ace, and then at the same time, while the player with ace was distracted by the guy shooting ace in the toes, the castle just freaking drops the hatch on him, and the Wamai pinches. Like, there's no way you're getting out of that. That was a great play by
Espin? Pokey Spot? I don't know who the castle was, to be honest. I thought it was Espin.
Coot was the Wamai.
I know Coot was the Wamai, the mute was Bait, Jaeger was, I just don't know if it was Espin or Pokey Spot. That was the only thing I didn't know. Regardless of whoever made the play, absolutely fantastic.
Pokey Spot died first. He was the bandit.
He was the bandit? Okay, so that was Espin on the castle then. Had to be Espin on the castle.
Nice. Good job, Espin. And there we go. Texas Tech. 2 rounds in a row.
Oh yeah. Also his first kill since the rehost.
Good job, Buck.
It's not necessarily how many kills you have, but it's all about when you're getting those kills as well. It doesn't really matter if you're getting empty frags, but if you're getting impact frags that change the outcome of a round, like that one right there, then that's all that matters.
5 seconds left.
As it seems like, I want to watch this. Coot is going to be doing a T3 hold with Vigil, hoping not to be droned, though with the small tower spawn, I'm not even sure the attackers are going to be anywhere near there.
Vigil.
Vigil. Actually, did they spawn there? No, they have 1 Cali, and
the rest are going blue, I guess.
That's
bottom up.
It's not the... Yeah, that's not a normal take for a meeting kitchen where you start from the bottom floor and work your way up. I'm actually not sure that's the case for a whole lot of maps anyway. But
the only bottom up clears we sometimes see are like
Villa,
like sometimes on Villa, like
kitchen or trophy trophies that I see
on a cafe. Like if you're using Buck from below, you can do like a bottom up.
Oh yeah, if you're doing like a cocktail centric push for cafe, which by the way is our next map, so we'll find out if we're going to be going there after this round or after
Coastline is a lot of
overtime. Yeah, there's a lot of Coastline and Villa are the two that stand out to me. I'm not sure if they know if this Vigil is above. Omega, if he had used his Inox trackle.
Look at the feet!
He's got to sniff those feet if he really wants to figure it out. I think the feet have well disappeared since if he's looking for them at T1. Okay, Harrison. If he's still looking at T1 for feet, I'm pretty sure those feet are
feet.
That's enough out of you.
Oh, he's making his move. Coot finally Gonna come out. Oh wait, here's the flank one.
Yeah, no, Omega knows.
Yeah,
Oh.
they know. That's unfortunate. For,
Cancun is gonna just push through attic though.
He's just gonna leave. Help out the Legion upstairs because they still think there's someone there. I'm not sure if he knows that Omega is currently creeping below on the tower stairs, and there's the
It's
ace.
a very
charge.
awkward engagement.
Is that an ace charge going off? No.
That might... No.
Smash
No,
up.
they are going to be taking meeting right now, and they did not clear above, so that attic hatch might pop open and have an impact on the round. Or the flank from the Vigil, if Omega turns away, that could be the round. As Omega's going to let off a couple shots, letting Vigil know that he's there. Warning shot.
They're not pushing in range of the attic hatches. Actually, they're going for a kitchen. So the angle that Spuds used to deny the plant from Texas Tech a couple times could also be used by Texas Tech themselves. We got no clue what side of the wall Omega is on, and thus Omega will find the kill. There's the vertical destruction to open the holes from above, and Espen swinging around will find Omega. Pokey Spartan, excellent trigger to supplant as they have no idea he's there, but nothing comes of it as he's fragged out by Sharp. 2 for Cryptic as Espen frags back 1, but still it's Buck alone above, trying to deny the plant. He can just barely see the Ash. No, he's not hitting the shot, but no, he lands the head through the floor, and that'll deny the plant on 0-0. Texas Tech will take the map off of a shot in the dark through the smoke by the Legion, and the lack of top floor control will bite Boston in the ass. And that's Oregon going the way of TTU.
Boston, Boston, Boston. You lose to the thing that... Oh my... Well, it came in clutch for them, but they didn't check it for themselves, and that is just a really painful way to lose. That's for sure. As we're going to... What was that, Harrison?
Was it bait on the Mozzie?
I don't know if it's bait on the Mozzie.
Walk past, and I was like, yo, he could go for flank of the century on this execute right now. And then
He could. When Buck comes up with plant stop of the century, just narrowly killing the planter through the smoke there. A great adjustment.
He couldn't hit her for the longest time. If that just went on for like another second.
Yeah, and just it's got to be on principle that they clear that angle, especially if they use it for themselves. They're definitely kicking themselves. But no matter, that was a really close match on Texas Tech's map pick at that. So Texas Tech narrowly squeaking out a round that really could have gone either way, honestly, with multiple rounds. But now we're going to see Boston hopefully at their best on their preferred map. And we are going to be transitioning to that map here in just a moment. We're going to be taking a short break, and we're going to be having Boston on their map pick when we come back. Broken alone, I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town. I'm searching for the lost and found, but you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air like a blazing flare. Just stare 'cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. I used to kiss your head when you cried for me. Hold your hand while the pain was over. Keep you warm by the roaring sea. You meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. My darling dear, you're never here. When I'm in pain, you hide and disappear. Like shadows in the atmosphere, charting the stratosphere. Yeah. I prayed for you and kept you near in hopes you'd chase away my fears. I'm on my own, you made it so, and now I'm chasing nightmares too. I used to run with you through the great big leaves, laugh at you when
No point in blaming you, you did not know. Oh. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I give you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, I'm gonna do this on my own. No point in blaming you, you did not know. Oh, oh, I'm gonna do this on my own. No point in blaming you, you did not know. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I give you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the
Hi. We're back.
I don't want to be.
What? What'd you say?
Oh my god.
All right, DJ was like, wait for it. So I was building up the whole time. I had to. It was like when Dragon Ball characters charge up over 3 episodes. But what's up with what, DJ? Did you say docking? Oh, what are we going? I don't.
We're starting map 2 on Cafe. Boston's map pick, where Texas Tech will be starting on the attacker side, despite it being Boston's map pick. Texas Tech is going to be on the unfavored side. As we saw this in our last match with Kennesaw State and the University of Texas,
What did
the team that chose the less... Huh? What did you say?
Kennesaw what?
What? Kennesaw State. What about them? I was saying the fact that Kennesaw State also elected to start on the attack side of Cafe. Even as you can tell from Omega's comment in chat, even he is surprised that they were allowed to start on the defensive side of Cafe.
What did Tennessee?
I don't like you. Can I get a new co-caster? Is it too late to get a new caster?
How do you see a state?
It's too late to get a new co-cast. All right, that is unfortunate. Well, it looks like I am going to be casting solo for the rest of this one. All right, so the mirror band, which is also very typical, is going to come out. One thing that was a very niche thing, I'm not sure, was
Wait,
that
Ying got banned?
Texas Tech banned Ying.
No, Boston.
That's what I was going to say. No, Texas Tech banned
Boston
Ying.
banned Ying.
Oh, wait, no, Boston is banning. Boston banned Ying. I forgot.
Freaking
Okay, hey, okay. Okay. All right.
Listen, this is why I bait you in ranked.
That's why. All right, as we go underway, as we are into the pick phase, Boston elects to... I already said that, DJ. All right, so Boston is going to be starting off on the 3rd floor, which tends to be the most popular site. In our match earlier, both teams also elect to go to the 3rd floor before testing the waters onto any other site.
Test your waters. It's that time of the night. I just gotta start breaking down. Bar cocktail.
Challenger League caster,
Attackers
everybody,
need to
just so
locate
you
and
guys
defuse
know.
as many bombs.
Just so you guys know.
Listen. Ace being played by Poker Spartan. This is the fear-mongering operator he had in the last match.
Absolutely.
They're doing like the mirror window shield thing. When you put it in freezer and you open the wall like you would if you had a mirror, but you play behind the shield instead. So we'll see if the defense is able to do anything good with that. As they do have a Womai, they do have a Jaeger, they have plenty of tools to protect that shield with. And you can kind of almost use it as a substitution for 90, but they will opt to dedicate their stuff in 90 anyway. The more passive shield towards the back, over the corner of the doorway, but more exposed to the pallets window and the light windows. See how
Absolutely, yeah.
decide to deal with that.
Yeah, there's no... What I see with a lot of these sort of strats is you'll also see a castle, which I don't think Boston was a stranger to... No, it was Texas Tech that ran castle last game, was it not? Yeah, it was, on their laundry hold. So...
Aren't really a fan of castle.
Would I say they're not a fan of castle?
Bomb
Would I
located
say
by
that?
attackers.
I don't know. I would definitely have to, I would have to evaluate more film, but to this point they have not brought Castle to this point. Texas Tech had no problem with bringing Castle last round, so, but I'm not sure we called off of Boston. But what I was saying is that the cocktail window. Oh wait, so where they have this reinforcement placed on the actually, I don't know. I think a Castle still would have protected that player.
Well,
And Freezer a little bit better, but Spuds is going to be dead early into Shaiko, falling to Buck, who is a hot hand on Zofia. What's up?
Fun fact, Spuds is not, in fact, Shaiko.
Thank you for clarifying that for anyone that was confused.
Just in case anyone was confused why we said he's dying in Shaiko, is because that spot is called Shaiko. Spuds is not, in fact, Shaiko. Drones coming in from Texas Tech to confirm positions of defenders in sight as they prepare for the execute. They now do have full piano control, but Umai lingers in the bathroom, and he's got cover from pallets as well. The Ash will fall off the angle, looking for the Malusi Banshee, trying to maybe clear it and give her team a little bit of an easier time entering through the bar wall. That's where the push is going to come through. Wamai whiffs some shots on the Ash, and Ash will whiff shots on the Sharp. A lot of misses coming through both sides of the equation, but no, Wamai can't rotate out. Ash will collect the kill. 5v3 now. Advantage in Texas Tech's favor as Cancun and Sharp will both take some damage. The Sharp is kind of trapped between a rock and a hard place because the holes in the wall, he cannot rotate back into Cocktail safely, and he can't pressure White either thanks to the Ash inside of Bathroom. Texas Tech with 40 seconds left. They have to do with the Maestro behind B2, though. They don't know that he's moved out of Cocktail, I don't think. Cancun is going to get gas through the wall thanks to the propagation from the smoke, but no, the Malusi still cannot capitalize on the kill. Texas Tech, they can probably just force the issue with the manpower they have, but they're opting to play it safe instead. They're opting to play it smart. They really, really don't want to jump the gun. The Ash will finally get felled by Sharp as Sharp finds another as well, but there's Buck with his second. Omega goes down, and it's all up to Cryptic. Buggy Spartan will get the plant. There's one. Can he find the next two? Buggy Spartan and Buck both full HP. They are not in the skylight, so they don't have easy denial of the counter defuse, and that'll give the kills a little bit more accessible to Cryptic, but he has no... The way he's playing this, he has no clue where these last two attackers are, at least no concrete evidence. Zofia will pass through Cigar, so he knows there's one over there, but tugging the corner is the Ace, lighting up Cryptic. But wow, what a shot on the Buck, but with the pistol, Martin shuts him down. That was a fantastic shot on the man inside of Piano. Unfortunately, he did not have enough ammo to do it with. The bane of all SMG-11 users is the magazine size. And round one goes the way of Texas Tech.
Close, but no cigar for Smoke there.
That's where Zofia was before she rotated out. Not Smoke.
I'm out. I retire. I have long since quit at this point. I had a feeling you'd do that, but I was really hoping you wouldn't, and here we are anyway.
Close, but no freezer.
I can't do this. I cannot do this. This is finished.
Defenders
Reading room is going to be the choice of Boston, as they,
Sorry, our observer.
My production team is horrible. It's like they don't want me to be successful at all. Every last one of them. Oh man. DJ, you are my sanity. I want you to know that.
So Cocktail. This is how you defend reading.
10
You
seconds to
establish
insertion.
presence upstairs, try and hold, not necessarily in the long bar or
5 seconds.
freezer. You just kind of hold in cocktail for as long as possible because obviously, the attackers can't actually plant inside a bar. That position is solely for them to try and use vertical pressure on the site below, and as long as you stick inside a cocktail, it becomes a lot harder for them to do that freely. So Boston do have well enough resources. They got the shield, they got ADSs, they even got Wamai upstairs, and they've got all the shields upstairs, all the ADSs upstairs, Banshees, Signal Disruptors. They got the works. So if they don't waste at least 2 minutes here, I'm going to be sorely disappointed.
As will I, as we see a lot of teams waste. That's probably the
Jared,
quid pro quo for a lot. Yeah, I got your joke from earlier. That's probably the quid pro quo, though. 2 minutes is the standard, I would say, for clearing top floor on a reading room. Maybe a little bit, give or take 15 seconds. More than 15 seconds is obviously, which all the way up to deep freezer right now is Ash on Cancute on Ash actually, with a minute only off the clock so far. So early presence, though it's not really making much of an impact, but early presence just feet away from making a impact onto the round, being into the most important part of the site that the defenders are holding above. True, you could probably make quite a bit of a ruckus up top just taking long bar, but that gives the people in cocktail the ability to swing at any time. As the drone work is coming out, people are being spotted above. Not that there's any question of where they were, but pinpointing the location right now are the attackers. As yes, the push is coming out very slow, as Beta's actually found himself in the basement. And they might be rotating to a horizontal push, actually.
Yeah, I wonder if they're just using these angles to hold the defenders in place rather than actually push them, which would definitely be interesting, as the sledge will take the barbed wire off White, directing the Meat's attention downstairs. There's only 45 seconds left, and yeah, I don't think Texas Tech are looking to clear this position at all. They're just going to have the Ash and the Zofia upstairs to hold the defenders in cocktail and prevent them from trying to stop the dining push, which seems to be what they're setting up for. Of course, there are the prone holes they have to be careful of, but Buck is there to get the first kill on Omega, the player on those prone holes. So great job by them so far. Pokey Spartan with another kill as Alpaca goes down. Now you can see Cancute trying to exert the pressure on the player inside of Cocktail. He's got to play around this shield, but the plant is going down from Pokey. Espen gets the kill on Spuds. Cancute on a Cryptic. Espen with a second, and Texas Tech a flawless round on round 2 as they see how much utility is devoted to Cocktail and just say, no.
Nah, not a chance.
And no.
Just not gonna happen.
We're just not gonna deal with that.
Nope, not today. Maybe another day, but not today. As Boston is going to go for the hat trick of sites early, despite no success on any of them, and they will be whipping out kitchen. Nope, they will. Just kidding. Nope. JK. LOL. XD. No, they are going to be going back up to Bar Cocktail Lounge, where it came down to a 1v1 that was almost won off the heroics of Cryptic, who is playing Smoke at 1v3, would hit an insane shot cross map to the player in Cigar. Maybe they'll give us a different look, as I'm not sure all the operators are the same here. Yeah, they've already traded out the Smoke. They'll be having a Malusi instead, I think. No, did they? No, Sharp played the Malusi last time as well. So
Sharp's been the Malusi, man.
I think I'm not. Well, I mean, I'm sad because I am my team's Malusi player, but I think it's going to be better for the...
I'm also even sadder that Oryx no longer has an angle grip.
5 seconds remaining.
You win some, you take some. Yeah, you win some, you win some, you lose some. I think Malusi definitely needs some changes to her. I'm not so sure that changing her one is drastically going to change the operator.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, it was very insignificant. If you want to hear my take on the utility clear meta, they should take a Malusi charge away from, or like a Banshee away from Malusi, and take a Banshee away from Lucy, take a shield from Omai, and take an ADS from Jaeger and make ADS scrub 3 items instead of 2, so that way they're more consolidated. That's my take. Unfortunately, though, we're not going to be able to see my version of this game, which I think most people would agree is better. However, we're stuck with the version that Ubisoft has given to us and the version that Texas Tech is currently thriving on, as CollegiateR6 is sitting on the lip of the hatch before he drops down into red and already into mini bars early on into the round, as he's going to pre-fire onto the corner in Pixel and then stall out for a little bit now, as I think that's Spuds that's going under Hellfire right now as Zofia stuns in the Shiko highway spot.
How different do you think like the old school meta would have been if Castle had the 416 and Jaeger had the but with the same utility?
I think that's actually not a bad change, but Spuds is actually going to get the first pick on the Bait, you cannot lose those, bud. He wasn't even looking at you.
You can't lose those, Spud. Spud, because Spud's won. Get it? CollegiateR6 trying to, I mean, they have Pixel clear, at least. But losing Bait there is definitely going to hurt. No more nades, and you've let Spuds go downstairs and go back to bottom white. Omega will eat a lot of damage thanks to the Ace, and the Ace will just chuck a charge all the way over to clear him inside of the cocktail, but that's easy to deny for Maestro. Enough, at least. Umai does a lot of damage to CollegiateR6, though, holding the Pixel corner, and Texas Tech are in much rougher shape than they were when they attacked this site the first time. I think Boston are in a pretty decent position to win this out, especially with the Ace charges now making vault holes instead of full standing holes. So when it comes to vault holes, you're a little bit more exposed, and you can't aim as freely as you can, obviously, if you were to just walk through the wall. So that's why sometimes a lot of people will opt to do vault rotates, just to hamper the attackers. 25 seconds, and Texas Tech have not made much headway at all. They do have the smokes on the side of Pokey Spartan, but there's still Evil Eyes on the board for Boston. And those smokes are good for cover, they are not the end-all be-all when it comes to a push, and they won't even be able to get to use them as Sharp will get a kill. There's another one for the Maestro as Nomad and Cocktail goes down. There's 3 the way of Texas Tech, though, and it's all up to Spuds. It's a 1v1. CollegiateR6 gets the triple kill, but he's got no time.
Why is he peeking?
Best efforts.
Why is that?
Get run through.
Well, I'm not so sure about Spud's decision to peek, but what an incredible effort by CollegiateR6, picking up 3 people in rapid succession. And that is going to be the first round for Boston right there with an incredible hold.
2? No, yeah, wait. 2 for
No, it was 3 for Canned, 1 for Buck.
Oh, okay.
And then Buck picked himself up. So
if Buck was just a little bit earlier on the pickup, he could have killed the Jaeger.
Yeah, 100%. Because Jaeger, for whatever reason, was just peeking that. As Bait is actually going to 6-pick off of the sledge back onto the Lion. As what I would assume the logic behind this is maybe they think they're going back upstairs. And because of the heavy hold that Boston had when they were playing Reading Room, and they decided, hey, let's push horizontally. The Lion would aid a rush there, which they did not have a whole lot of utility on site. Maybe they didn't have holes above Reading, and maybe that's something that Bait would have wished that they did, was just rush into Reading Room. And that is actually viable. I don't think that's a bad idea. I think a Reading Room rush is actually quite viable, especially in T3 in Collegiate. I think it works often. So, to say that might have been what was going through Bait's idea, or Bait's mind as the IGL, that's just a hypothesis. I have no way for knowing for sure.
They should whiskey
10 seconds remaining.
No. They have no hard breach though, which I would hope,
through the restaurant window.
Oh
down
lord.
into the double door. Light charge going off. You'll rush through, vault the counter, and get the plant down. It's
You're the bad angel on the shoulder. There's a good angel on the back. You're the bad angel. That's as simply as I can put it. You are the fun one, I will give you that. They might I don't know, they're all stacking up. No one has the hard breach gadget either, so there is no way to get anything. I would think that is an ill-advised decision considering, well, they...
Oh my.
That is... I don't know. I'm gonna wait and see how this plays out for Texas Tech, but I promise you they were not expecting to be on this site here, and if they were, it was definitely an ill-advised push. What's a shame though for Boston is they don't know that they don't have a hard breach, or else all they could have done is reinforced off Bakery Wall and immediately 5-man hold in sight, or something of that effect, and absolutely no map control is going to be taken by Texas Tech if that was the case. Like, they can't do anything besides take vertical control at that point.
You know what I'm going to call right now? Bakery goes 2 for 1 in the favor of Texas Tech. There's the first kill. Where's the push in? Nope, never mind. Cryptic is just not going to play for the trade.
It's going to be 0 for 1.
The, well advised. I don't think he would have had much luck there. So good job. Bakery control goes the way of Texas Tech as the Wilmai dies for free thanks to well-placed utility, a good utility, and a well-placed nade on the side of Spartan. Using the Maverick, he will start to open the prep wall as Boston holds firm over on the east side of the map as well. Now, if there's nothing protecting this shield, this is easily fallen. Prep control will be in the hands of the attack, but because Bakery is dead as well, they have that rotate into sight. Smoke will take a hell of a lot of damage, as the shield will fall. So now Texas Tech not only have prep control, they've also got that hole in the Bakery, and they've got the flank locked down. Carpet. Lion charge goes off, maybe prompting a push, and indeed it did. Cryptic goes down thanks to the Ash of Canned Coot, and now they have enough sight control to go for a plant, especially with the crossfire being held over towards Kochak. Great shots being landed by the Ash as Buck takes out Spuds, and it's Omega. In a 1v5, not even a single point of damage has been done to any of these attackers. As I say that, though, Pokey gets his head ripped off, and there's the trade from Canned Coot again, finding a 3K. Texas Tech with a dominant run for it.
Yeah, absolutely great fragging so far from the Ash of Canned Coot. He's really been lighting up the scoreboard. I'm not sure how many kills. Could we see how many kills he has up to this point? I think is he at 10 yet? He might be at 10 already. 4 rounds in. No, he's at 8. Yeah, absolutely putting on a clinic right now and how to frag. Yeah, and they're gonna go. Boston's gonna go back to reading, and right now, if they don't do anything to slow down Canned Coot, they're probably not gonna have a whole lot of progress for the rest of this match. I'm gonna be honest. Canned Coot has just done such a spectacular job all the way up until this point. So,
Canned Cutie.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Canned Coot, more like Cutie. I don't know.
Challenger League caster, everyone. Crow at Crowheck on Twitter.
No, that's my Twitter.
Is it not at Crow?
No, it's
Is it All Right Crow?
Yeah.
Correct me. Is it at All Right Crow?
Yeah. Okay.
10
See,
seconds
DJ
remaining.
does the same thing, only it's off mic. So I don't
5
want
seconds to
to be
insertion.
ostracized for the things I say.
Attackers' objective is to locate a bomb and
Things DJ says are significantly better, though.
Why are you poking Spartan?
Production team here at CR6 is just terrible. Absolutely awful. I want to take a second to just say that we are on the Bravo stream for a reason. I want to highlight that as well.
Poking.
Horrible puns, not stream quality. Yeah, that I've been told that I need to make the distinction that it's about the pun quality that is being made at CollegiateR6. So
You're Spartan. I don't know. I'm trying to. Like this.
there's definitely a
Bomb
dip in the
located by
action
attacker.
right now. You don't see a whole lot happening. Back to this standard reading hold that Boston showed just 2 rounds ago.
This is when Texas Tech just kind of went in a long bar and we're like, hey, push dining. And they won.
Yeah, they just held long bar and then eventually just went to dining. I think it was a flawless round, right? Yeah, I think so.
Yes. Yes, it was.
It was a flawless round, yep. Canned Coot is going to burn a couple flashes, and the rest of his team is going to start droning on the main floor, hoping to push horizontally while the Lion has made his way into piano, perhaps going to help him. And maybe is there another player in Cigar Shop? I think so.
Hey, if you say Canned Coot really fast, it sounds like Canned Coot.
Okay.
I thought that was imperative to mention. Is that
You thought it was imperative to mention.
because they don't have to flush the guy out of North Cocktail, they can use their ace charge.
What's Smoke doing right now? Smoke have a pixel?
Whatever it is, it must be cryptic because we have no clue what he's doing.
Okay.
He's actually behind the shield.
Yeah, I thought he had a pixel. He was prone for a second. There's 3 people are going to try and push, and he's going to be crossfired the hell out of. And Pokespartan's going to get the refrag, a flurry of kills, trading. And Pokespartan's going to get a triple, but he's going to fall through the floor. Sharp, as the diffuser's also going to be downed, and Sharp is going to be put onto 1 HP by the Nomad of Espen. Buck is going to get 3v1 as Sharp is left with improbable odds, surrounded by the attackers who are closing in. The diffuser in the hands of TTU. And I quit.
He's got some pretty sharp aim, but isn't enough to buck the trend.
You're actively throwing the cast.
Yeah.
You're throwing the cast, Elo.
Nope, there's
As Texas Tech is going to close it out, Buck finishing off the low HP Sharp.
They didn't put any bait that round.
Oh my god, I didn't sign up for a torture session. That's not what I signed up for. Oh my god.
You joined a voice channel with me, what do you mean?
Oh my lord.
How much you talk to me, you must be a masochist.
I guess that's true, as we are going to see Boston finally returning to their only win.
Pack on my guns. What do you think the punch there? I'll pack on my guns.
You're solo doing this round, I'm leaving.
I'll pack up my guns.
I'm getting some water, you're doing this round solo.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen.
Attackers need to locate and defuse
Oh, he
bombs.
walked away. Alright, DJ, you'll hit him with the pun when he comes out. Don't worry. So, bar stock is going to be the last try for Boston to try and put 2 points on the board and get their... at this point, it's their minimum quota because they've already dropped 4, and it's usually an attacker's side of Cafe. Now, last time they did have a really good hold inside of Freezer that Texas Tech were not able to punch through the second go-around. Texas Tech were able to take the first round. Boston were able to take it up the flip side. In fact, that is the only round that Boston have actually won so far. So, we'll see if they're able to make the same magic happen. If Texas Tech get caught out on Nubok again like
5
that,
seconds left.
Bait falling very early and not having much, and the rest of the team not really having much to say about any of the players in the site itself, then we could definitely see a Boston round. So hopefully Texas Tech have shored up their attack. Spuds is going for a roam, this time not staying in Shaiko where he's gotten slammed twice in a row. Reset going downstairs and likely playing for access up into the balconies through the railing, as if you're not looking over there, you could definitely get caught out. They'll bring Kite as well, so locking off the walls. There is no chance that this attack is going to be able to breach through unless they get some sort of explosive in the dispatch of the Electro Claws, or even maybe go below and work off a ping to shoot them through the floor. Otherwise, Ace is going to have a tough time opening those holes into the site, and they might have to go for a bar push, which can be easily shut down from the players in the Cocktail and anyone swinging around towards Freezer. That's why you don't really see a lot of bars wall pushes, because it's a very, very exposed position. Or maybe they want to rotate around over towards Nubalk and go for the B1 default. That's definitely possible as well, but it's Zofia. Buck right now on the hunt, looking for Spuds. The Spuds will get droned down, so Zofia is wise to the position. A red ping even marking him out, but Zofia will just hold, not wanting to get too over-aggressive and losing her life early. She'll likely wait for another intel confirmation before pushing the Jaeger fully, and for now, we'll actually run inside of reading, and Spuds has no clue, but the Zofia doesn't look to her right! That's why you have to wait for the intel. The drone was just a second away, but Buck will get way ahead of himself and end up dying at the hands of the roamer. Now, Cancun does get the refrag, and that is arguably a more impactful position to take. They now have the pixel control, and the Jaeger, though, being downstairs, there's not a lot he can do from that position, at least utility-wise. There's no explosives he can use from below, and there's not a lot of intel on the side of Boston to work off a ping to deny plant, except for the Evil Eyes, which I imagine Texas Tech will go to one dispatching. Now, it is going to be a bar wall take as they have opened it, and Espen will get the kill on a Sharp. 4 versus 3. Texas Tech will take the man advantage, and they have the man exerting pressure on this Maestro. He cannot move to the right, and if the attackers are pre-aiming, the double door, that could be an easy kill. 50 seconds left as Texas Tech have a lot of time to work with, but no control over the Evil Eyes. They have not dispatched them, so this is a lot of intel going the way of the defense for Cryptic to maybe throw his C4s. No, or sorry, not C4, throw his gas canisters, as there is no C4 on side of the attack. Here's the push in from Cancun, looks for the player inside a bathroom, and Cryptic gets caught making a rotate. Espen on the Omega as well, and Bait with the finisher on the Spuds. The first kill goes the way of the defense, but Texas Tech takes the next 5 in a row, and they will take the half 5-1.
Yeah, Texas Tech here, just running a train. Hi, Harrison. Just running a train through Boston on these attacks here. Once again, well, Texas Tech taking the attacker side, which most people would not expect. While they do that, they definitely showed their proficiency on it. We saw another team take the attacker side of Cafe first earlier tonight, Kennesaw State, but they only took standard 2-4 split. So while they did that and didn't necessarily have a outstanding performance on their attacks, Texas Tech has shown that they took it, and it seems to be more of a concrete reason, whether that be confidence that they're just flaunting and taking the attacker side first and then backing it up and taking 5 rounds onto Boston's map pick on the less favored side, or whether or not that was just let's get it out of the way. Texas Tech has had a great showing so far, as they're going to transition onto the defensive side here into a more relaxed sort of position, as they're no longer having to, even if somehow they blow this map, they still have a whole nother map, as they have the man advantage right now, as Texas Tech is looking to punch their ticket to the round of 16 and join other teams that have made it today, such as the Ohio State University, University of Georgia, Kennesaw State, and Michigan State Green, who just defeated University of Montreal just about 5 or 10 minutes ago. So University of Montreal, who is a favorite in this tournament, is already going to be knocked out. Same with the University of Colorado Boulder.
Oh,
they also lost to University of Central Missouri. Cancun is prepared to do some.
He could have got
Yeah, he did lose this chance. I was excited for it.
Also, guys, if you're the one giving up on the cast, DJ said, does that mean I'm the alpha and you're the omega?
Do you just write these like along? I know you take note. Do you also just write puns on your notepad?
I haven't been taking notes.
You haven't been taking note, really, with your engagement level.
I take notes on CL, and that's.
You took it earlier today. You took it for the first matchup.
Wow. No, I didn't.
I thought you did.
I just remember things.
Wow.
Because I have a really good. So the reason why I have a good siege memory is because I have a really good chess memory, and it translates. Like, I can recall entire games that I've played just because I've been playing it for so long. And Buck will get the entry frag on the Omega, who decides that it's a great idea to sprint down red stairs. Again, where is the info from the attack? It's been a theme that kind of permeates throughout not just this match, but a lot of the matches we've casted in Collegiate. This team's not really taking full advantage of their droning, and against Cancun, I mean, you might not be able to take full advantage of it anyway, since he is Vigil. I did a comparison on CL. That Vigil is like, he's got his scanner out and you're trying to drone him. It's like Schrodinger's Vigil. You don't know whether he's there or not, so you have to assume he's both there and not there until you face check it yourself. And speaking of face checking, Zofia holding the doorway will actually lose the fight. In fact, not even land a single point of damage. That is so unfortunate, and Cancun actually lives through the push from the sledge. He goes for the re-engagement unwisely. Unwisely.
48 seconds left in the round. What a great stall by Cancun. Not only, even say if he didn't get those 2 frags, which fantastic that he did an incredible job. With 48 seconds, the attackers have finally made it to the second floor. 48 seconds! And they haven't even begun, excuse me, to actually push the wall that they want to. His ace is just kind of lollygagging above. This is going to most certainly be match point for Texas Tech, unless it's Texas Tech's turn to throw around that should absolutely not be in the favor of their opponent. But we'll have to see as there's 9 seconds in. It looks like there's
freezer
going to be a
drop.
triple hatch into freezer drop. Whoever's just sitting outside the store should be able to net themselves a lot of kills. And there's going to be a team kill, which is kind of inevitable when there's going to be a stack, and Cade is going to finish it off, disrespecting with the revolver. Pokey Spartan, shooting the toes.
That was unfortunate for Spuds. I guess that's where he gets his name from, is he completely potatoed all of those bullets. Texas Tech now on
Harsh
map
but
at that
fair.
point. Yeah. Texas Tech now on map and match point. They're 1 away, and it's not looking good for Boston
No, it's not.
at all. Triple hatch drop never goes well, especially when your Ash shoots your ace in the back of the head.
Really, really not. I didn't think so.
So
I thought it was a 50-50, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, 100%, dude. 50-50. No, not a chance. Like, you never know. When 3 people stack up on top of each other, shooting with 7 seconds left, you never know.
Okay.
Funnel through 1 doorway. Crossfire from both angles. Yeah, could be anything.
I see.
One thing that you touched on that I thought was really important, and one thing that you noted as a Challenger League caster, you see a lot of what pros do, a lot of what the T2 players do, a lot of ex-pros, people that are new to that high level. One thing that they have in common that you pointed out was their drone economy is fantastic. And that's one thing that I think sets Texas Tech apart from a lot of teams you see consistently 5-6 drones at the very minimum up for them on every round that they attack. That they did such a great job at maintaining. If you want to take your team to the next level, focus on your drone economy. Drone economy is the absolute
5 seconds left.
most imperative thing
Attackers are
into
heading
being
out
a
to defuse the
successful
bomb.
team, in my opinion, or being a successful attacking team. Just watching how pros drone, watching how they keep their drones alive, and keeping all those cams up is just such an important thing. And you can definitely tell the difference between a team that does and does not do that in this match, because Texas Tech kept their drones alive, had a lot of information, had drones late into the round, had people sitting on drones. I'm not sure if anyone notices, but Espen, who plays the Nomad for Texas Tech, spends a lot of time just sitting on drones, versus the Nomad on Boston sprints down red stairs with not a care in the world. So there's a stark difference between teams that really emphasize the importance of drones versus those that just kind of run all willy-nilly and don't really care. So information is key. Knowledge is key. Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power. There's that which, when going into battle, there's that which we know and that which we don't know. But it's that which we don't know that poses the greatest threat. And that is a great shot by Alpaca on the buck. Good night.
Is that from Zoo?
No, that was I don't think so. I remember Harry said it in one of the 6 invitational reviews.
I'm sure about to say Harry Potter, and that would have disappointed me.
No. The what Harry Pan something, whatever his last name is. It starts with Pan. That's all I can remember about it.
Well, Texas Tech is going to be down a man early. As they're playing very aggressive, they have several rounds to give. I do not think they're too worried about losing this matchup right now, as they kind of cut the restraints off. They're kind of out and everywhere. They're playing a little bit sloppy right now, but it's still not even going too poorly for them, as it's a 3v3. He did get the C4 before he died.
Insane.
And Boston is at a disadvantage, having probably combined 60 health or so.
That alone probably just salvaged the round. The fact that he was able to trade himself out with the C4 and the follow-up from the Maestro. Now
100%.
Boston, like you said, are at about 60 HP combined. Less than 60 HP.
Texas Tech is playing stupid right now too, and they're still winning. That should be very telling.
I mean, one bullet from the AUG will fell any of these players, or at least the other 2 players other than Cryptic. But Cryptic gets the kill on Espen. The Maestro is dead, but there's the hole coming in for Canned Coot. Goodbye to Sharp. 2v2. Make it 2v1. Okay, it's still doable for
How do they
Boston.
not
They've
know
got no
Poke's
clue.
here?
The castle's here. He gets one onto the Zofia. He's only got to land one bullet into Alpaca,
15
and
seconds
despite
left.
it being the UMP, it's still doable. They don't even know where he is. He thought he was still in Piano.
10
He's gonna have to
seconds
go
remaining.
for the plant. There's 9 seconds left. He'll have to stick, and there's the head.
Drones. You had no
Actually-
drones to drone the dude in Freezer when it's a 2v1 and with 30 seconds left. That's the difference between a good team and a great team. So,
Oh.
Texas Tech is going to take the 7-1 and the 2-0 series victory here on the
7-1.
Texas. Yep, 7-1. What a definitive statement on the other map. Great job from Texas Tech.
For Cancun.
No love lost between these two schools.
So, then we'll move on to the round of 32. Or sorry, the round of 16. Not yet the quarterfinals. The round before the quarterfinals. And they play against the winner of Virginia Tech and UC San Diego. I don't know what seed they are. 11 and 22. So still not really near where Texas Tech is at, but
Yep.
to see. Wow, Purdue Gold was seed 2. Holy crap!
They won today, right?
I would imagine so.
I think they won today.
SASU are seed 31.
Yeah, that matchup, what I'm assuming, is going to be Purdue Gold versus Kennesaw State, which was earlier today on stream. Though I will go ahead and say, since we are all concluded here today on the Bravo stream, earlier today at 7 p.m., we had Kennesaw State take the University of Texas in 3 maps, and they will be advancing on, again, to the match that I mentioned earlier. University of Purdue going to be playing Kennesaw State sometime next week, and then Texas Tech, very swiftly, despite a little bit of a scare on their own map pick, is going to dispatch Boston, and they're going to move their way into the round of 16. That's going to do it all here. There is another stream still up for us. CollegiateR6 is streaming on their main channel.
Just go to the
And
URL and delete the Bravo part, and then bam, you got the channel.
Or I think DJ can post it in chat as well. And it's going to be, it is 1-1 right now, UTSA versus St. Clair. And that match is going to be starting here in about 10 seconds. And that is map 3. CDAPS and Lynx are going to be doing a great job casting over there. And that's going to be all from myself. I am Casanova.
I'm Crow.
That's Crow. And thank you all for joining us tonight. We really appreciate having you guys. Go check out the UTSA versus St. Clair game. Have a wonderful night, y'all.
Broken alone, I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town. I'm searching for the lost and found, but you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air like a blazing flare. Don't stare 'cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. I used to kiss your head when you cried for me. Hold your hand while the pain was over. Keep you warm by the roaring sea. You meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. My darling dear, you're never here. When I'm in pain, you hide and disappear. Like shadows in the atmosphere, charting the stratosphere. Yeah. I prayed for you and kept you near in hopes you'd chase away